my teammates did a good job of finding me. We did a good job of spacing the floor, compliment the big man, because most of the time they're getting doubled in there, so we don't get that. We don't get them opportunities without the bigs. They draw a lot of attention being 7 foot instead of 2. And we just had to knock down open shots and just make open shots. So, like I said, just complimenting my teammates for helping me out and giving me the ball and setting screens and everything like that.
Kendall, it would seem like this was the game where it really helped you guys to get some of those shots off the outside, given what Nebraska was doing against Hammonds on the inside. Just how obviously it's important to make shots, but how important was it to make shots?
Yeah, it was huge just because of how quickly they were trapping Isaac and AJ. So, you know, they weren't having enough time to kind of get into their moves. So when they're kicking it out, it was definitely opening up shots for us. So yeah, it was huge for us to get to get shots to go down, just to take off the pressure of you know, they're focusing so much on the bigs.
Vince, recently one thing where teams have been sort of victimizing you guys was on the offensive boards. Today you guys had, I think it was like 23-7 on second chance points and really just kind of dominated the boards overall. What was the key there?
Well, this past couple games, we've just been noticing that we haven't been our normal selves on the glass, offensive glass. We worked on it all week in practice, and we just told ourselves, you know, we're going to attack the glass today, we're going to get rebounds. We noticed that they're not that good of a defensive team that's boxing out wise, so we just took it upon ourselves to crash the glass real hard.
For Vince and, I'm sorry. For Vince and for Dakota, what's the difference with this team that lost to Gardner-Webb in North Florida and Vanderbilt? What has changed over the last couple of months?
I think it's our attention to detail on defensive end. You know, early in the season, we really weren't that very good defensively. You know, guarding ball screens, different things like that. And coaches hit on it every day in practice. And I think our attention to detail defensively just gotten so much better. We're so much more engaged, and I think it's helped us a lot.
Yeah, to add to what Dakota said, like you said, attention to detail, and our coaches do such a great job of scouting and preparing us for the game. So as long as we pay attention and walk through and just listen, they give us everything that the other teams run. So we just, like we said, be keyed in, be locked in, and pay attention to details, and everything will take care of itself.
Dakota, you guys were really up close on them, especially out on the perimeter, 3-4, getting down the 3-point line. What does that do getting into another team's psyche and letting them know that you're not going to give them anything easy within the 3-point line?
It just disrupts the rhythm and flow of the game. You know, nobody likes to be pressured that much out there. And good players, you know, they like their space, pet away. Shields, they're obviously great players in their own right. So, you know, just disrupting their flow a little bit, getting them out of their rhythm can go a long way.
Kendall, as he mentioned before, this team did have a couple losses at home in the non-conference that I know you guys regret. How did it change your mindsets at all coming into the conference season? Because now you're 6-1 at home in the conference and only losses to a top 20 team. Did it kind of give you guys some sort of resolve coming into the Big Ten season?
I think we got really complacent, and I think that, like kind of what Dakota said, we just weren't paying attention to details on what, you know, it takes to be a great team. And I think the only teams that, you know, are going to make it into the tournament are the ones that, you know, that are going to make the other team work on the offensive end, as far as just nothing easy. And I think that, you know, defensively was our biggest, you know, detriment or, you know, area of improvement. And I think that we really been tightening that up. And I mean, even just a couple games, just as far as Illinois, I think our effort also needs to be there consistently. I think that's how we're getting beat too. And I think if you just you know, clean up, just paying attention to detail as well as our effort consistently, I think that's really where we're gonna you know, have a good chance of winning the Big Ten.
Vince, you mentioned Nebraska. Didn't think it's very good defensively better. Was that something you'd seen on film or discovered during the game today that led to more ability for you guys to catch the balls?
We seen it on film. A couple guys just turned because they pack it in so much. It's almost hard for them to just grab everybody that's crashing in. So we just seen that, we noticed that, and we just told each other that we all got to attack the glass. So we just learned it from film, from watching.
Kendall, how do you think you played today in relation to especially how you've been playing?
You know, I definitely thought I've been helping the team out more than I have been lately, so I felt good, you know, to contribute, which is good just to feed off of, you know, the other teammates playing well, especially, you know, Dakota. I think it was good for us to get some shots going down, especially in the same game. And, you know, I think it was a great team win. A lot of guys really contributed, and I think it really isn't about one person on this team. It's really about, you know, everybody contributing and just how deep our team is. It's really scary as far as us making a run in the tournament.
For whoever wants to answer this, I mean, you guys have had some struggles from the three-point line this season. Just how did it feel today to get in some sort of rhythm?
I'll say it feels good. We've been getting in the gym, getting shots up, so none of those shots weren't falling these past couple games. We're getting a little bit frustrated, but we knew pretty soon they're going to fall, and the coaches kept telling us that they were going to fall, so we just kept shooting with confidence, like I said, to speak for all of us, and they fell today, so that was a good feeling.
Dakota, staying on that theme, I know for a couple weeks now you thought you were close. You didn't miss a shot tonight until you had to chuck that ball up in the last minute. Do you feel like this was the game for you?
I think it was, yeah. You know, I got in a nice rhythm in the second half. I think it was key that I got a little jumper, a mid-post jumper in to go. So then the next couple threes went down. So it was good to get in a rhythm and finally hit consecutive shots. So I think it was good for us, and hopefully we can continue in the next couple games.
Two more questions.
Vince back here. What got you guys started? You only shot 27% in the first half. 8 of your 11 turnovers were in the first half. It was a pretty sloppy start in some ways. How did you guys get going?
We just told ourselves that we can't hang our head on the offensive end as far as shots going and turnovers, even though you want to limit those turnovers and not make the mistakes. And nobody's trying to make those mistakes. We're just trying to share the ball and get it to the right person. So we just hung our head on the defensive end and just said, you know, we're gonna play good defense. The offense is gonna come. So you do your job on the defense end, and they'll create offense for you.
Kendall, I know that the guys in this locker room feel like you're an NCAA tournament team. Do you still see that you have work to do here coming up in the next couple weeks, especially with these 3 big road games that are still on the map?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we haven't really done anything yet. I mean, it's still, you know, a big race for who's going to come in second. I think, you know, Coach has told us that he really feels Wisconsin's probably going to, you know, have the first spot locked. But I think if we get a 2 seed going into the tournament, it's going to be huge. And yeah, I mean, every game counts in the Big Ten. We can't take any days off, any nights off.
David, did you want one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll go one more.
For Dakota and Vince, you guys being freshmen this year, you're kind of reaching the point where maybe you play a little bit more, a few more games than you would in high school season. How are you guys feeling right now? And I mean, you're both up here, so you both had pretty good games tonight. I assume you're feeling okay.
Yeah, feeling good, especially after a win. But you know, it's tough. You know, this is the grind. I always talk about the grind of the Big Ten season, especially in late February and May. But you know, we're always taking care of ourselves. You know, eating right, getting in the ice baths, and managing. Just gotta manage yourself right, and I know when to take some time off and get adequate rest.
Yeah, it's definitely little things count. It's not high school ball anymore, I can tell you that. So, like Dakota said, just eating right, taking care of yourself, getting extra treatment, you know, cold tub, everything. Because there's days that you really feel it, and you feel your body just give in sometimes. So those are the times, like even in between classes, like whatever it is, you got to take that time to really get in and get treatment and get your body right. Because if you don't take care of your body, especially your freshman year, it's really going to be a wear and tear down on your body.